as a digital producer, we do everything. We're like Swiss Army knives. We pitch stories, we research story ideas, we shoot them, we edit. So the barbershop story, it wasn't my idea. It was pitched by a writer who just thought it was a great idea. She was in another state. There are 3 producers here in New York, and it was like, hey, here's a great idea. We think it will be very visual. Who's interested in it? And I jumped to it because I was really passionate about it. I usually do a pre-interview with the person, with the person that we're doing a story on. So I did a pre-interview, and a lot of stories. The reason why the pre-interview is important for a lot of reasons. One of the main reasons is because a story like this, you see that there was no narrative. There's no narrative by a reporter. A narrative by the person who you're talking to. It's important to sort of do a pre-interview. That way you get a gist of how your story will go. So in your head, through that pre-interview, you can kind of build the story in your head. And also you want to do a pre-interview for someone because sometimes people aren't good talkers. Like they aren't good speakers. Like they get nervous, and you never want to just interview someone cold and you get there and they are not as good as you had hoped. So I shot the interview one day at the barbershop, and then I went back, I think, like 2 or 3 days later, because I shot the interview like on a Wednesday, but there's more foot traffic for little kids in barbershops, usually like on Friday and Saturdays, usually Friday after school or Saturday morning. So I went back Saturday morning to hopefully get the kids like come inside the barbershop and reading books while they wait to get their haircuts. One of those that were full of good pictures, good visuals. The guy was very animated and very passionate. Mm-hmm. I would say that the Muslim, you say that you guys watched that piece, it had more challenges than the barbershop piece. Because the barbershop piece, it was, it was good storytelling, but it was also sort of featurey. Whereas in Muslim women learning self-defense, that the context was a little bit news related. One of the challenges was, again, I didn't pitch the story. It was pitched by a reporter who was Keon the Law. And it was a great idea, but because I normally work alone, and a lot of the pieces that I do are not with a reporter, the challenge with that was how am I going to creatively tell this story in an untraditional way. Mm-hmm. Because as working on the digital team, like we tried to tell our stories in a more digestible fashion and in a more untraditional way than what you would see on TV and how you would see it done on TV. So I have this reporter who obviously wants presence in the piece. So how do I do that? And also, yet I still want it to feel like a nat sound piece. Yeah. And that means without track. So I had to, sort of think on my feet with how do I do that. And the way that I was able to give it presence, that's one piece where I took 2 cameras out with me, although it was just me as the producer on the shoot. I took 2 cameras, and anytime the reporter did an interview with an interviewee, I always locked down one camera solid. If you go back and look at the piece, you'll notice that the camera that is on the reporter, like, it's locked down, like it's not moving, and no one's manning it. Like, I just put it on a fairly medium wide or wide shot, and then I use my other camera to get the close-up of the interviewee. my team is the video development group, and we come up with original video content. So we as producers, me and other my colleagues, we will pitch stories. Obviously, our stories that we pitch are going to be videos. But then sometimes there may be a text piece that may be doing really well on the web, and if it's doing really well on the web, as a text piece, it will do even better if it has video accompanied with it. So a lot of times we will get assignments, and these are usually quick turn assignments that says, hey, the homepage says the text piece is doing really well. Is there any way we can do a quick video to help accompany it? So that's one way of how, it goes back and forth. It's not like one set, just video driven or just text driven. They both work hand in hand. I mean, it gets complicated. Like when you're the only person wearing all these hats, there's going to be some things you will miss or you forget. I mean, so you try to make as many notes as possible, and try to be on top of your game and plan as much as possible. If we absolutely feel like we need a second person to come with us, then we can speak up and either ask ask our supervisor if one of our colleagues can come help us, or if there's any room in the budget to hire a photojournalist to assist in the shoot. And I know when I first joined the unit, that was, I was hesitant to ask. I felt like, I have to do it all, and I have to make sure it still looks great. But at the end of the day, they want a good quality product, so I had to learn to not be afraid to ask. The software that we edit on is Adobe Premiere, and we shoot on Canon C100, Canon C300 cameras, and we actually just got in we just started using Sony FS7, but this is just our standard equipment. Like a lot of different outlets, they use various different equipment. Like this is just what we use. So you shouldn't be locked into that. A lot of our in-house editors that edit pieces for TV, they still edit on Final Cut Pro. So there's really no right or wrong answer when it comes to software and different cameras you use. I know a lot of people, especially college students, they may still be using the DSLR and bring along a external audio device to record the audio. So that's just what we use, but it varies. I would say, be a Swiss Army knife, that's the name of the game. Be creative, think outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to try something different. Step away from the traditional model, the stilted, sit down, talking head interviews. If you would normally shoot an interview, head to shoulder, go extremely wide and shoot, head to toe. If you would normally, put it on a tripod and put the person in a chair, take them out of the chair, don't be so afraid to, try new things, especially now, and college, this is a time that you can make mistakes and learn from your mistakes. So I would say don't be afraid. It does have internships. We just finished hiring. I'm actually the hiring manager for my unit for internships. I just hired our summer interns, but the fall internships will be coming up soon. The posting for those will be coming up soon. So, yes, they do have internships. And if anyone's interested, then you can go to turnerjob.com and just look out for those